Hi, my name is Jenny. I'm a librarian here at the Wichita Public Library, and these are my recommendations for ReadICT Category 9, a book about death or grief. The first book I'm recommending is the book Faithful by Alice Hoffman. She is the author of Practical Magic. This was a lesser-known novel of hers that she wrote about 5 or 6 years ago, and it is about survivor's guilt. It's about a couple of girls that get into this tragic car accident the night that they're get into a major argument, and one of the girls winds up in a coma and the other one survives, and it's told from the perspective of the girl who actually manages to get out of the accident, and the other one is kind of stuck in this in-between vegetative state, and so it's about 10 years later. And she just hasn't moved on with her life, and she meets somebody who helps her kind of come to terms with that grief. So it's a different aspect of grief, but really, really powerful story. My next selection is Before I Let Go by Kennedy Ryan. This is actually a romance novel, which generally is something you wouldn't see with this topic. But this deals with a man and a woman who have gotten divorced following a tragedy that basically breaks their whole family apart. They have 2 children and they're running a business together. And this is the story of how they come back together. Just a trigger warning, content warning. There is issues of suicidal thoughts, depression, and pregnancy loss. But I felt that this book was just such a accurate representation of how grief is not something that just affects you. It can affect everybody around you, and how mental health and depression can have ripple effects. And so I really, really enjoyed it. And I don't even really read romance novels that much, but it's definitely worth the read. My final recommendation for this category is a nonfiction book. It's called All That Remains by Sue Black. This is a memoir that's written by a Scottish forensic anthropologist and anatomist. And she works, if you're unfamiliar with what a forensic anthropologist does, if you watch a lot of those NCIS, CSI type crime shows, or if you listen to true crime podcasts, they're the people that are kind of trying to piece together somebody's identity based off of their remains. So she kind of melds together her own personal experiences as a forensic anthropologist and also her personal stories with the death of her grandparents and her parents. And so she ruminates her thoughts on death, but also how the science can help people reunite with their loved ones that have unfortunately met a tragic end. If you're really into that CSI and CIS type stuff, or you really like true crime and that kind of thing, or the science behind the body, including all the gross stuff, I'm gonna warn you, this is definitely worth the read. I am just tearing through it. I actually haven't finished, but it is definitely worth the recommendation. I'm loving it. So pick it up if you want to try this out. These have been my recommendations for Category 9, a book about death or grief. For more reading recommendations, visit wichitalibrary.org/ReadICT.